Hello, YouTube world. It's your girl Dana Monet, and I am here because I am going to be recapping season 9 of The Voice. So we're about to go into it. This is The Voice. Boom, 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 boom. So really excited, and mostly because this is the first time that I'm going to be recapping a show and video blogging. So let me know how I do, and I'm really excited about it. So just to start off, the coaches is Gwen Stefani, Pharrell, Adam Levine, and Blake, because Adam Levine and Blake, you know, they're just gonna be there forever. We figured that out by now. So Gwen is staying. I don't know if she's replacing Christina or if Christina's gonna come back, but I'm pretty partial to Christina. Kind of love Christina. Like, if Christina was always the permanent judge, like that stayed there like Adam and Blake, like I would love that. Do you know what I'm saying? But she got stuff she got to do, you know, whatever. Just hope that she comes back. But I really think that they, you know, need to be a little bit more creative when they're picking these coaches, because first of all, there can be two women on the panel. It is possible. You know, it doesn't have to be a Mariah Carey, Nicki situation. There can be two women coaches on The Voice. That's numero uno. And we are able to have a black woman on The Voice. We did have a Latina. Well, actually, technically, Christina is a Latina as well. So, but, you know, it is what it is. We had Shakira, you know. I just like, the show is called The Voice, and I like people who can actually really sing, and I think that's why I really like Christina Aguilera. So, I mean, I like to see them switch it up and maybe have Christina on there with Alicia Keys. I mean, Adam and Blake can stay, or it could be, you know, Pharrell still there. I don't have a problem with Pharrell, even though I don't think that Pharrell can sing. He's a hit maker. Do you know what I'm saying? It's different, you know? So it's different. Jill Scott, you know what I'm saying? And even though this person is white, I think she has an amazing voice. Kelly Clarkson, I wouldn't mind seeing Kelly Clarkson on the panel. Just, I would like to see a little bit more women. We can have some sisterly love on The Voice. It's okay. It's possible. So I'm going to actually discuss night 1 and night 2 of the blind auditions. But since the auditions consist of a lot of people, and I don't want this video to run too long, I'm only going to talk about the people that I liked. So we're going to keep it real simple, stupid. I'm going to talk to you about the people I like from night 1 and the people I like from night 2. The show did kick off with all the coaches performing, which is very normal. They were singing each other's songs. Blake was singing Don't Speak, I think. I had to kind of stop what I was doing for a second when I heard him singing that. And they all ended on Get Lucky. I don't remember the songs in between. The Voice is one of those things where, you know, you got to have the voice to keep me attentive to the show. Like, you know, I could really lose sight of what I'm doing. And now they really want to make The Voice interactive. Like, they had the Voice app last season, I think, but I didn't really use it. And I don't know if it was as in-depth as it is this season, but they have the Voice app. You know, throughout the season, you're creating your team, possibly moving people in and out of your team. You know, you get points for your, you know, the contestants that you pick. If the longer they stay in the competition, the more points you get. The longer you keep them on your team, the more points you get. So download the Voice app, because I'm not going to explain how that app works. I can't remember. I just do what I'm supposed to do. So download the Voice app, and it has all the rules on the Voice app, or you can click the video where Carson explains the rules to the Voice app. So right now during the blind auditions, basically we're like the 5th coach, and, you know, we can hit our button yes or not for me. But the good thing is that just because you hit your button yes doesn't mean you have to put them in your team, because you can only have 5 people in your team as opposed to 12 like the actual coaches have. So you can be moving people in and out all the time. So without any further ado, let's get into the contestants. So on night one, the very first contestant to come up was a guy named Mark. Don't remember his last name. It was either Good or Hood or something like that. And he kind of looked like a lighter skinned version and a better looking version of Jason Derulo a little bit. He was kind of quirky, kind of funny. I don't know how that's going to come off to people, but he was funny to me. I mean, he was definitely a character. And he's saying, use me. Just keep on using me. Yeah. Until you use me up. He sang it better than that. Just so you know, I will randomly break out into song in these recaps, so just be prepared for that. This is The Voice, so it's bound to happen. So he had a lot of presence on stage, and he was definitely an entertainer. He did some interesting things with his voice. I'm not sure if I was completely sold on that song for him. I didn't have the app up when he was performing, so I didn't get to click yes, and I kind of put him in my team at the end because I was iffy. I was like, should he be on my team? And I was like, you know what? He put on a show. So we're going to put him on the team. And I have my notes right here because Lord knows I can't remember all this stuff. So he went to Team Pharrell, which I think is a nice pairing. And I think that it's a good chance we'll be seeing him in the lives. So rooting for Mark, and he's in my team. And moving on to a girl named Coda. And she had like this gray hair going on, this trend of the gray hair. I can't. I just don't like it. It was grayish, bluish. I don't like it. But I did like her voice. Some of the people online weren't that crazy about her, but I went back and listened to her video on YouTube again, and I actually really liked it. So, you know, we beg to differ. And she sang, I believe she sang Bring It On Home to Me. And I actually heard CJ Harris, I think, from American Idol a couple seasons back, sing that back when he could actually sing before the live shows. But she kind of sped it up. So at first I wasn't sure, but I was like, I know I've heard this song before. But I think she has a powerful voice. She was originally in my team on the app until night 2. And I'll talk about that a little bit later. But I did push the button for her. And she ended up going with Team Gwen. So that was Coda. And then the next person was the little sprite girl, Sina. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Sina. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. I'll figure out how to pronounce it in the battles because I'll forget about all these people because there's going to be 10 weeks of blind auditions. That's how The Voice works. So she's this little girl with this little cute little voice, and she has braces, and she comes out and she sings Fever. Now, I have to be completely honest. I didn't actually end up pushing my button for her, but I think that she has a lot of potential. She's not afraid, clearly. She had a lot of stage presence, and I could understand every word that she sang. You know, unlike Mia Z last season, loved Mia Z. Like, her tone and her voice was on point, and I think that she has a better voice than this chick, but I couldn't understand Mia Z about 75% of the time. So I have to say the fact that I can understand this little girl is a big plus. I don't like that a little girl like that is singing Fever, and I've never been the type of person to be like, oh, you're a little kid, you can't sing certain songs, but I just, it's like she's 15, but she looks like she's 11. Like, if she actually looked like she was 15, then maybe. I think I probably sang Fever when I was 15. Never know how much I love you. Never know how much I care. Okay, so I didn't actually push my button for her. I think that I'm not impressed just because a singer is young or they're a teenager. Because I've seen all these singing competition shows between X Factor, Idol, and The Voice, and there's been tons of talent that has been under the age of 18. So I'm not impressed just because you're 15 and you can sing. Because, I mean, can we talk about Corinne from last season? We just talked about, you know, Mia Z, even Sawyer, taking it back, Jessica Sanchez from Idol, Carly Rose Soniclair from X Factor, you know, DeAndre from American Idol. Like, these people were all under the age of 18, and to me, they can blow. Like, they were more talented than this chick. I'm not saying that she can't sing. I'm just saying that it needs to be more than you just being young and can sing. She has a nice tone, and I'm hoping that she kind of sticks around, and maybe she can change my mind about her. So I'm going to be looking out for her. However, she is not in my team. right now. Maybe in the battles, she might surprise me. Who knows? Maybe she might bust out a good, ah, or something like that. So we'll see. The next person was the mystery auditioner. And, you know, they had us. It was really like we were the fifth judge because we couldn't see the person like they were doing it. And the guy, he sang Sia. I don't remember. Oh, Chandelier. That's right. Chandelier on the chandelier. I don't really know that song. That's really the only part of the song I know. It's kind of early for me, so my voice is not like really on point. And my baby's sleeping. I don't want to be that loud. So yeah, I'm not going to be singing all that loud, but this Jordan person, yeah, tore it up, hit every single note, tone was on point. I was like, yes, yes, sir. Like, really? And then you see what he looks like, and obviously he doesn't look anything like, you know, what you would expect, which is kind of what The Voice is known for in these shows. But I really like the fact that they showed his audition without showing his face. And I kind of almost feel like they would do all of the contestants like that, so we can really get a feel of just listening for the voice, you know, and not get wrapped up in sob stories or, you know, what somebody looks like. Yeah, they have great style, but can they sing? Yeah, this person is cute, but can they sing? Do you know what I mean? And I think that that was an excellent, you know, example of that. And I was really listening to him sing. So I don't know, like, and I can't sit here and act like I can watch The Voice and not look at the TV at the people, but maybe I'll try. I don't know if that's gonna work and turn my back, and you know, but then I gotta know when the intro part is up. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much work. But if they did it like that all the time, I think that we get a better depiction of The Voice, and you know, people at home could really understand, you know, how that works. Even though, you know, producers might be feeding stuff in their ears when their backs are turned. It doesn't matter. It'd be nice if we got to view it that way. But they're never going to do it. The next person that I want to discuss is a girl named Naja. And I'm really excited to discuss her because she is from my neck of the woods. She is from Newcastle, Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware. Like, yeah, we exist. We are the first state. People forget about us. You drive around and, you know, it's Philly that's like 25, 30 minutes away. DC is like 2 hours and some change away. New York is like 2.5 hours away. But in between all of that, we have a state called Delaware. Yeah, there's talent in our state. Understand that. And I don't want people to act like they never heard of Delaware, because if you heard of Montana, then you should have heard of Delaware. I think Delaware has a bigger population than Montana, and Montana is huge. So just saying. But Naja, she looked really cute. She had on this yellow dress, and she has like short blonde curly hair, and she had a nice red lip, and she sang Tightrope. She was like, wanna tip on the tightrope, yeah. Sang it better than what I just did. I just a little snippet, because that's just what I have to do, you know, for my life. But she was really, really good. And I was, you know, because this was the blind audition, I had to be like, I'm not going to be biased. I really want to see if she can sing and judge it off of pushing, you know, my button. Oh, just to go back, the guy Jordan, Mr. Auditioner, he's in my team. And they didn't have an option to push the button for him for whatever reason, but he is in my team, as is Naja. So she ended up going to Team Blake, and it took a while for the coaches to turn around. I was like, please, coaches, turn around. Come on, Delaware is representing. Please let Delaware be on the show. Please. So, yay. And she chose Team Blake over Team Adam, which I think was a very smart and strategic move on her part, because Blake is known for having a whole bunch of country singers on his team. Not a lot of pop, R&B, soul type of singers to go to his team. So, you know, she's kind of like the oddball out, which it should be easy for her to kind of maneuver her way into the live rounds. Whereas if she would have went with Adam, she's likely to get knocked out the first round of the battles or get montaged. But I see myself seeing her for a while, because she picked Blake, unless, you know, she's paired with a country artist and he's partial to one of his country artists, and then picks the country artist, but hopefully she would get stolen. So I'm hoping to see her stick around and have Delaware represent, and she make it all the way to like the top 5 or 4 where they have hometown visits, and I can be like, I'm in the hometown visits, and I can go to the thing. And but I think it would be cool to actually vote for somebody from Delaware. So hopefully she makes the lives. Moving on to night 2, and remember, I'm only talking about the people that I liked. The other people I'm not discussing, and I don't get why on both nights the final person was a country singer, male, and it was a 4-chair turn, and they were not spectacular. So that's what I'm saying. The second night of the blind auditions, the first person I think was Blind Joe. And he was country, and I'm not too partial to country, but he kind of had a bluesy kind of thing. And he was like, rather hitchhike to Birmingham if it hadn't been for love, or something like that. I like that song. And I think he did a really good job. And he's not on my team, but I did not press my button because I thought that if you automatically press your button that they're on the team. So I would have had I known the rules. But he ended up on the team Blake, obviously. And, you know, Adam's all determined to get a country singer on his team. Like, it's like a big thing. If you want to get a country singer on your team, make sure you get a great country singer. And I'm not, you know, hating on country music and stuff like that. It's not my personal taste. But I think Carrie Underwood can sing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really love Carrie Underwood. And I love that song, How Do I Live Without You, by Leanne Rimes. I really like that song. And on seasons past of these singing competitions, there's been some good country singers to me. Like on Idol, I think Idol had the ones that I liked. Cree Harrison, Skylar Lane. I feel like there was somebody else. But yeah, I tend to like country singers, you know, from time to time, and it's usually females because they belt and they don't sit in a comfort zone. But, you know, I'm not completely out of it with the country singers. So Blind Joe goes to Team Blake. The next person was Yvonne, and she had auditioned the previous season. And whenever they bring people back to re-audition for The Voice, I never remember them because it's only their blind audition. Like, you can't come back again if you make it to the battles or the knockouts or something like that. So I don't remember these people. It's not like Idol where they made it all the way to like top 40 or something like that and you might remember them. So, you know, but it's good that they still come back. Of course, she ended up getting chosen, and I didn't realize what song she was singing until she got to the end. She was like, "We'll never be out of style." And that's the Taylor Swift song. And I was like, oh, snap. That's that song. And of course, she sounded better than T Swift. Everybody who sings Taylor Swift ends up sounding better than her. Love Taylor Swift. She has some catchy songs. Not the best singer, but she has some catchy songs. I'm going to need to learn some of her songs and probably audition for one of these shows singing a Taylor Swift song. But she went to Team Pharrell, which is interesting. And I think he might, in the battles, pair her with Sina because they're both teenagers. They're both young. They both have braces. And but I preferred Yvonne. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see when it gets to the battles. But I did like Yvonne. The next person was, and Yvonne is in my team. Okay. Regina. And she was an older contestant. And she, some people on the blogs was like, here, she might be this season's Cassandra. She's not this season's Cassandra because Cassandra was a beast. But she could sing, you know, she was a nice, competent soul singer. She didn't do anything to really wow me. However, she did sing Rock Steady by Aretha Franklin. And I was waiting for her to bust out the part, what it is, what it is, what it is. But she didn't really do that part, but it's all good because she sang Rock Steady and not like Think or Respect or Natural Woman or something like that. So good for Regina. And she went to Team Adam, and I did end up pressing my button for her. She's not on my team, but even though she was kind of like, she was a great singer, she just wasn't doing anything that made me say, wow, you know what I mean? But like Adam said, I think it would be a travesty or a crime if your voice wasn't on the show. And I agree. So I think it was good that he picked her. She'll be out the first round of the battles, but I think that it was good that she's on the show. So good. And if she makes it out if I'll be surprised if she makes it past the battles. But you know how Adam is. He don't like the old heads like that. He really doesn't, which is a shame because old heads be winning the show. I mean, you know, Tess Sanchin. I mean, she's not really old, but over 25. Do you know what I'm saying? Or over 30. Josh Kaufman. You know, I think the first two winners were over 25. Jermaine Paul, Javier Colon, and Craig Wayne Boyd. I mean, Sawyer and Danielle Bradbury, who were both teenagers, by the way. They were the youngest winners. But, like, it's been some older people that have won The Voice. So he shouldn't flake on the older people. But I don't know if Regina is that candidate for being, you know, she ain't no Sassandra. Let's just put it like that. The next person was Evan. And I have to say for Evan, he was an interesting audition because I did not press my button for him. And I don't believe he's on my team. I have to look at I don't think he's on my team. However, he's one of my favorites because of the second song that he sang. He sang some song I never heard of initially for his audition. He did get some chairs to turn, including Pharrell, whose team he went to. And Pharrell asked him, you know, what kind of music do you listen to? And he was like, you know, I like Stevie Wonder. And then he started singing Overjoyed. And he was like, overjoyed, I am building my castle of love. And I was like, damn, if you would have sang that, I would have pushed the damn button. Like, come on now. So I'm going to keep my eye out for him. I think that I might like him moving forward, but he has to pick the right songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has to pick the right songs. So hopefully moving forward, he might become a part of my team. The next person was Emily Ann, and she was actually a country singer. Oh, and by the way, Evan went to Team Pharrell. Emily Ann, she was a country singer. We're not going to waste any time. She went with Team Blake. Adam tried. He didn't get her. And it's very rare that I might push my button for a country singer, but I did like her voice, and I liked the song that she chose. I hope you dance. I do like that song. So I think that she did a good job, and I'm sure by the time the top 10 comes around, I'm be like, why is she still here at the expense of my favorites? But for right now, I can say that I did like her. That's usually how this goes. And the last person is Ellie. And she sang this song called We Don't Have to Take Off Our Clothes. I was like, okay, that's a very deliberate song title right there. I don't know who sang that, but very deliberate. So very catchy. She had blue hair. So different color hair. But I prefer the blue hair over the gray hair. And I just really liked her voice. She had like this rasp in her voice along with like a country twang, but she's like this pop kind of rock type of little soul into her voice and stuff. I was really digging it. She sounded like somebody who could sing just about anything, and I like the fact that she went with Team Gwen, but also, you know, she was going to pick Team Gwen regardless because she was like, I love Gwen Stefani, I love No Doubt, whatever. So she was definitely going to go with Team Gwen anyway, but I liked her a lot, and she is a member of my team, and I did push my button for her. So the people who are on my team are Mark, Jordan, Naja, Ivan, and Ellie. Those are the people that are on my team, and I kind of feel like in the battles that Gwen will pair Ellie with Coda, because they're both they are both on Team Gwen. They both have interesting color hair, and they kind of both have similar voices, but I think Ellie will be the one to stick around. So we'll see. I am going to be predicting battle round calls throughout these blind auditions, so keep that in the back of your mind. This was also the first night of the montage, because you know they always have to montage people because they spend so much time on these backstories and coaches banter that they can't actually show full performances of everybody who actually made it. You know, so there were 3 people that were montaged, and they all ended up going to Team Gwen. So hopefully no more of the contestants that go to Team Gwen are montaged, because I don't like that all 3 from the same night were montaged and went to the same coach. You know, so that's not shaping up for her to have like the greatest team, but we shall see. We shall see. So we're trying to keep this under 30 minutes. So I'm able to do that. We're right about at the 25-minute mark of this video. And the next episode